So, as part of our June subscription, along with your actual Forest Kingfisher template, I've also provided this little practice sheet. So watch along and have a go yourself, but I just wanted to take you through the two most simple ways to apply watercolor paint to watercolor paper. So I'll refer to this throughout all of our classes, wet on wet and wet on dry. It simply means whether you pre-wet your watercolor paper with clean water first or paint directly onto dry paper. So before you get started with this, you want to ensure you've made yourself a nice little puddle of the colors that you want to add. You can also activate your dots by dropping a couple of drops of water on whatever color you want to use and give it a moment to activate. And then when you're ready, using your clean damp paintbrush, rub it over the color to lift it off the paper onto your brush. So for wet on wet, you are going to wet the paper first with a nice puddle of water. Then spread it around the paper. You want to look for a sheen of water. It's a bit hard to show you, my apologies, but look for a nice reflective coat of water. It's always better to put more than less, to be honest, so don't be afraid to just pop a nice little puddle on there to begin. Then what I'm going to do is lift up a bit of this sky blue onto my brush, and I'm going to touch the paintbrush onto the wet paper. And what happens is these beautiful soft blooms form. So have a bit of a play. Just watch how the paint moves organically across the page. The more water you have, the more freely the paint is going to move. If you touch it down and it doesn't move at all, it means that you don't have enough water on your paper first, like that. So that is wet on wet. Wet on dry is just using your watery pigment and painting it directly onto your paper. So the benefits of wet on dry is that you have a little bit more control. You can choose where these hard edges are forming. Wet on wet, you get a beautiful free application of water, really good for your earlier layers or if you're doing a large area. So that is the most basics of watercolor. Now let's go and paint the Forest Kingfisher together.